You have to set yourself up to win. If you get up and turn on the news and all you hear is death and woe and oh and this, then how do you think you're going to
Absolutely.
feel? So study God's word, get around other people, make sure you're in a faith-based church,
Yes.
and then you'll realize how much He loves you.
Mm-hmm.
And in return, you will learn how to love others 100%.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Tori Cruz Show, where we're shining a light on real conversations and transformational stories with some of the most dynamic entrepreneurs and faith-driven leaders you'll ever meet. I'm Tori Cruz, your host, entrepreneur, virtual stylist, and former Miss Missouri USA, ready to guide you along this exciting journey. This isn't just any podcast. It's your new home for stories that uplift, conversations that transform, and a community that feels like family. From the real challenges to the exhilarating moments of achievement, we cover it all, infused with adventure, laughter, insights, and heartfelt discussions. So settle in, make yourself comfortable, and let's get this show on the road. This is the Tori Cruz Show. Hi everyone, welcome back to the Tori Cruz Show. I am really excited to share today's guest with you because Lou Sierra has been in my life for quite some time, and she has had such a huge impact. Lou Sierra, I will read her bio here in a minute, but I just have to mention how critical it is to have people in your life like Lou. Lou has been such an amazing role model. She's taught me so many different things when it comes to runway modeling, poise, confidence, interview skills, networking. This interview is packed full of so much goodness. You all are going to enjoy it so much, and a little bit of humor too. Lou and I have a lot of inside jokes after all these years, but Lou is my coach and mentor leading up to Miss USA. And so Lou Sierra is a renowned model, a runway expert, pageant coach, and host. She's transformed pageantry by infusing runway style into the global platforms like Miss USA, Miss Universe, Miss America, and pageants worldwide. Lou is the founder of A Loop International. She is globally recognized for her expertise in modeling, runway etiquette, and pageantry. She imparts invaluable expertise and meticulously refines contestants' skills, amplifying their confidence, charisma, and style. Yes, Lou helped me so much with my style to Miss USA as well. Her techniques had just guided countless contestants to success. Some notable winners are former Miss USAs. You may recognize the name Olivia Culpo as one of them. She is also a top supermodel herself, modeling for some of the biggest name brands like Oscar de la Renta and Givenchy. She is also, drawing from her supermodel Poise, Lou has hosted red carpets. I've actually hosted a couple red carpets with Lou at the Global Beauty Awards, where she has actually been named Best Coach. Lou has also appeared on popular shows like Keeping Up with the Kardashians. She's collaborated with brands such as Toyota and Ashley Stewart. Lou is dedicated to empowering women as she continues to inspire globally through initiatives like her Modelversity app. You guys, Lou Sierra is so incredible. I am so excited and grateful that I get to share her with you all today. You will fall in love with her just like I have. She is so, so wise. So without further ado, let's jump into the episode. I am so excited to be here.
Me too. Welcome back to New York.
Oh my gosh, it feels so good to be back.
And we miss you.
Oh my gosh, I miss you and I miss the city. You know, everybody just heard your incredible bio, Lou, and you have been such an instrumental part of my life, number one, but definitely when, like, during my years of pageantry, it was such a game changer for me when I worked with you before Miss USA. And I was telling people even on my story before I was, coming over here to Central Park, just how much like you helped with my style, my poise, runway walking, on-camera presence, smiling, like all of the things, right? And so
Thank you.
you've just been such a gift. And I was like, you know what? When I'm coming back to New York City, we have to do an interview together.
Yay.
And
And Tori, by the way, how much has changed, and not only at USA, but pageantry since you did your reign? Doesn't it seem like forever?
Insane. Like everything's changed.
Everything
Is
changed.
anything the same?
No.
The name?
No. And by the way, did you just read like 2 days ago, and you can double check this, but Universe has taken out evening gown competition.
What?
For prelim?
No.
Okay,
Why?
you check that, because that literally just came off the press and my eyes went cray. Yeah,
What?
prelim is going to be interview, swimsuit, and national costume. Now again,
Interesting.
please double check that. Please, because when I
Fact check.
saw it literally 24 hours ago, and I just went, I got to double check that. And then gown is finals. Okay.
That is so bizarre.
Anywho.
So bizarre. Oh my gosh, I don't even know like where to start because I flew back. We just have to give you a little, the listeners here a little inside scoop. So when I was Miss Missouri in 2018, my mom and I flew out here and I was actually walking in New York Fashion Week, and this is New York Fashion Week, like this week.
Yes, it is.
And so we're here for that. We're here to
That's
interview
right.
you. And I flew out here for New York Fashion Week. You were training me for Miss USA. And one of my biggest things was like, really need to get down like the facial expressions. You know what I mean? Remember that?
Yeah. But that happens with a lot of people because you're a businesswoman and you're honest.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with fake girls. They know how to do faces, by the way. That's just between us. But the girls who are real people have never turned on that, what'd you say? And all the different, you just had a smile that lit up the world and you won with that smile. So yeah, we worked on faces and your mom, the apple don't fall far from the tree. I have figured out when the mom a little cray-cray, the daughter a little cray-cray. But your mom is one of the sweetest, kindest. Oh my God. Mom, if you're watching this right now, if you ever want to adopt a child, here I am. Okay. My age, we'd probably be best friends, not her daughter, but yeah.
She just always loved you. I told her I was interviewing you today, of course. I talk to my mom every single day. And she's like, oh my gosh, you've got to give Lou a hug.
Where's my hug?
Yes.
There we go. Thanks, Mom. You got it. You got it.
Oh my gosh. But the memories, it was just amazing. And I think one of the really important parts, the things that you taught me, multiple things, but one of the things was poise. And to this day now, even as a speaker, a lot of people have mentioned like my poise. And it's like, you don't just really wake up with the poise.
No.
It's something that you build and you develop and you work on. And a lot of our styling clients now, they're taking a lot of photos in front of, the camera, red carpets, at events or speaking at conferences. And everybody comes up to me and says, how do I pose? How do I pose? And I'm like, what's interesting is I know how to pose for pageantry, right? Like we worked so much on that. I'm wondering what your advice is for a businesswoman if you are going to speak at a conference and you're wanting to take a picture with somebody. Are there any tips that you would say on like how to pose confidently in front of the camera?
First, you have to practice before you leave home. Don't just get dressed and then get on the carpet and try to figure it out. You'll see what the outfit, you can't tell an outfit what to do. The outfit will tell you.
Okay, we got to say that one more time to the camera.
Absolutely.
That was good.
Please remember, before you leave home, look in the mirror and practice with the outfit you have on. Example, if it's a jacket, you might want to hold on to the jacket. If you have a waist, you want to put your hands on the waist, not down here. So the outfit will tell you what to do, but you must practice. Number two, for business women, very important, because often we're around businessmen who may have had an extra good time. That's all I'm going to say. And if you find someone posing too close, do not be afraid to put your hand up in the pose like that. And it's okay that you're giving yourself some space. I tell my female business clients that all the time. Do not be afraid of that if somebody's getting very, very close. Tell them, yeah, I like my hands up. And you're like this, or
and
this
then
one is down.
They can't do this.
Exactly. And
that's
we're
really
like
good
that.
Because a lot of the people who we work with are married women.
Yes.
And sometimes at these business conferences, like you said, people could be getting a little too close.
Yes.
So that's actually a really good tip I didn't even think about.
And it may not be intentional.
Right.
It really
course.
may, but that's not important. And you never want to insult, unfortunately, anyone you're working with. We as women, I think there's an additional level of walk softly.
Yes.
Yeah. We don't, and that's why I also tell my clients, I suggest they don't drink.
Yeah.
And those are the ones who do drink. I say, and maybe that's because never was one glass of wine, my friend.
Yeah.
It would be like, oh, have another, and maybe, and then you're with the guys who are really putting them down. So I have a rule with my business female clients. I say, please, just don't Be the sober one in the room. And then you can fake laugh at jokes that are not funny. But then you can also memorize things that you can use later. I tell them to go in the bathroom, make notes when they want to on their phone about things. And
Yeah.
it's not spying. It's just hearing things and going, note to self. Because people often say things when they've had a drink or two that they may not have said when they didn't have it. So take your notes. I also say don't go to an event that you don't say, I'm going to get 5 numbers and give 5 numbers. That's at minimum of 3. Another thing that I learned from former President Carter, which I love, he repeats people's names 3 times when he meets them.
Interesting.
And I love that. If he, you know, if he were like, oh, this is Lou, and he would say, Lou, a pleasure to meet you. Now, Lou, what brings you here? And then before he leaves, you'd say, Lou, it was an honor. He had
You
a
do
rule.
that as well.
I try.
You do.
I
You do it
try.
really well.
I try, but that's one of those things, again, that I tell, just some of the things I tell the women that are conducting themselves in a professional setting.
Okay, so are you guys listening to this? Are you hearing how important this is when it comes to networking? These are just little tweaks that you can make when you're out networking that are true game changers. And just you saying this, I'm like, oh my gosh, I've carried these through as a businesswoman now. And I truly gained this knowledge from you. When you were talking about, it just popped in my mind, you know, I speak at a lot of business conferences and there's a lot of speaker dinners. And I remember, like, I didn't know that it actually came from you, but it totally did when you just said that about not drinking.
Right.
And when I think about that, that is one thing when I go to a business dinner, when I go to a speaker dinner, you want to be so present and you want to be in it, right? You want to be aware. You want to not only be aware of your surroundings, you also want to be, have full clarity.
And the temptation is there,
is.
especially when, and let's be honest, ladies, I think men's bodies can absorb liquor. And that just could be me. Please don't think I'm sexist or anything of that nature. But I think there's a difference in our body mass and our muscles and things like that. So trying to keep up with them or impress them, I say don't. And the easiest way to do this is, are you working or are you having a good time?
That is
Because if you're there for work, you may not carry a briefcase, but you're carrying yourself. Like, this is work.
what I do.
And not a date. This is not a date. I'm not out looking for a husband tonight or a partner, excuse me, doesn't have to be a man. But I'm here working, and that's where my mindset should be. One other thing, ladies, which is very important. I like to, the night after, I get up in the morning, I make myself notes off the notes I've made. I give it a week, no later than a month, and I try to write emails to those that I took the card or their number from.
Yes.
And I'll say something like, it was so awesome to meet you the other night at your event, at our event. And I remember you saying you work with the Red Cross. Anything I can ever do on behalf of that, please reach out.
Yes.
And I make myself, and I taught Olivia Copeland that, I taught several, and now they've carried that through. So don't be afraid to write emails after, reminding them who you are, reminding them what you could do and how anything you can do, you would the door is open to talk to them. But do it not too far after.
Yes.
All those people you took a little note on.
This is like a networking masterclass. It truthfully is. You are so brilliant at this, but you do it in such a genuine and authentic way, though. And that's what's really important, because people want that authenticity. People want to work with people who are extremely genuine and willing to help. And so my thing is, you know, sometimes we work with people who are like, they have a tough time following up. They're like, I don't want to bug somebody. You know, I think that's something inside of women.
Oh my
that
gosh.
we just need to like break through, right?
Oh my gosh. You know, a man can be assertive.
Yes.
And it's called strength. And he has vision and he has passion. But if we call it, then it's annoying or nagging. Ladies, again, in a dating world, you're right. It is annoying when you tell your husband 5 times to take out the garbage. Are we at work or are we at play? you got to make up your mind. And a nice email is not nagging. And that's why you do it right after so they remember, oh, she was cool. Yeah, let me just note to self, maybe I could use her for hosting or welcoming. She's willing to do it voluntarily. Let me put her in contact with. It's not nagging when you do it one time, ladies. Okay?
Yes.
Yeah, You know, there's a new question going about with the Miss USA. The question is, what is a sacrifice that women have made that men do not make as much? And I say often we take upon ourselves that we feel like we're nagging or we're less than, and men do not walk in the room or make that second phone call.
Yes.
Thinking
like,
that.
Women sometimes think we're salesy. We're like, oh, we don't want to be salesy if we call and talk about our services or our products and what we offer, right? but it's serving other people. So getting over those society beliefs, like what it's put on women, but it's been put on women, but we're ultimately responsible to take ownership and change those beliefs that have been either put on us or maybe we learned them from somewhere.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. And surround yourself with people who believe like you believe.
Yes, that's so important.
You can't be coming home to somebody who's talking totally against what you're doing. And by no means am I saying, women, you gotta be this tough, strong. I'm saying if you're gonna be a business person, conduct business.
Absolutely.
And that's business.
Okay, so, we're talking so much about business and networking, and I think it's so crucial because we are always networking. Like the group of women who I'm always around, like we're always in these mastermind groups, and I'm in one right now, actually with Brooke Thomas. Shout out to Brooke Thomas, she's incredible. But it's a faith-based mastermind of high-level entrepreneurial women. And I tell you what, it has literally changed the game for me because just being around 70, 80 other like-minded women who are entrepreneurial, who are, we're walking under a bridge right now. If you're watching on YouTube, it might get a little bit echoey.
And it's a beautiful bridge, by the way.
This is gorgeous. I can't believe we're in Central Park.
We just take a moment. Like, New York, New York.
But I'm in this group, and you do feed off of each other's energy, and also having that strong group of women around you is powerful when it comes to just operating a business and then operating how you want to live your life now and also in the future. Don't you think?
Absolutely.
And one of the things that I talk about all the time, of course, as a stylist, is how to show up. How to show up with poise, how to show up in style. You are a walking billboard for your brand.
Absolutely.
And when I was Miss Missouri USA, people are always like, well, how did you become a stylist? I was like, well, fashion's always been in my blood. I've been doing fashion for over a decade. But one of the things that really stands out to me is when I flew out here to New York City to meet with you. And I remember you telling me, hey, this is how you can stand out at Miss USA.
Right.
And I know there's multiple different ways, but like coming from like a wardrobe standpoint and style, what would you suggest for businesswomen, right? Because we were selling for pageantry, but it's really the same concept, right?
Well, know your audience. Pageantry, know your audience.
Yeah.
Business, know your audience. Let's start with what men do. Men have a basic navy blue, gray suit and those brown shoes.
Yes.
Okay. So ladies, we need to have basic pieces. And it can be a fitted skirt if you have a nice figure like this. It can be an A-line. Well, it can be an A-line skirt if you want it to be of this nature, but make sure you have jackets that work with your body. What's that mean, Lou? I love one jacket that may be cropped, but the most important thing about a jacket is the shoulder. If you're going to have a shoulder pad, it should be over your shoulder. Your actual shoulder should not be protruding and the pad be up here or things of that nature. And I think it's worth getting a couple of pieces tailored to your body. And you and I know a lot about tailoring because it's very hard for us to buy off the rack.
It is.
So get some tailored, get some things that fit you here, but get some classic navy blue gray, and black.
Yes.
Those will take you, and not to mention, they will intermix. They will always intermix. Then we start to add some other things, maybe a cranberry, maybe a
An
brown,
RB green.
a green,
Yes.
a brown. We can then also mix those.
Yeah.
So get your basics and go for comfort, not uncomfortable. And I'm going to say something right now that's not going to be very popular, but I'm okay with that. I got enough friends. I'm not looking for more. Know your body. Be realistic, ladies. I mean, honestly, I need support up here. So I will always have on something that gives me support. If you need support here, have things that you can wear support under. If I'm going to wear something under for support, then I'm not going to have a slit in the back
Yes.
that you can then see I have on that support. Yes. And one more thing. Panty lines are a no-no. I'm sorry. There are just too many undergarments made now. So let's really take time, be professional, start with the basics, great stuff, get it tailored, and then add other pieces as we go.
Yes.
Mhm.
Oh my goodness.
Mhm.
I'm pretty positive when she just said panty lines, there was a guy who was walking by and I just chuckled. Did you hear that?
Good. I actually did that for him, not for you guys. I'm getting his number later. That's a whole nother story.
Hey, we have to have some fun here. And these are the gorgeous steps that we're approaching coming up here in Central Park that I actually did a photo shoot with Mac Dougal
Oh.
when I was walking in New York Fashion Week. We had his beautiful gowns
Uh-huh.
and there were a group of us Miss USA girls who were taking photos right here on the steps. I was telling Sydney, I was like, all right, I got to figure out where in Central Park these steps are. And we just happened to stumble upon them. So
Look at
this
that.
is like a walk down memory lane.
Well, I'm a little jealous. I've never done a photo shoot on
Well,
these
what are you
steps.
doing after this interview?
I
think we
know,
can do a photo
right?
shoot on the steps.
I know. If the sun wasn't so bright and my allergies kicking in, I just might do that. This is beautiful.
Beautiful.
You
So
always,
gorgeous.
you know what? I always think I'm the veteran, but you always introduce me to new things. And to all the ladies out there of a certain age, have some young girlfriends. Stop being insecure and get you a
Yeah.
couple of boss lady female friends that look like this so they help you stay young. Yeah. And
Oh my-
congratulations on your book.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh.
so good to get that out.
Congratulations on your book.
And I
I'm
said, you
so
might-
proud of you.
Thank you.
Mhm.
You know, you were such an instrumental part of my journey that you definitely, you will recognize some of those stories in there
Okay.
for sure.
Okay.
But you know, I want to jump back, back to the presents part because we get distracted by this gorgeous scenery here, and I hope people are watching this on YouTube because like this is real.
This is beautiful.
Oh, it's
This
so
is
beautiful.
New
It's so
York
fun.
Fashion Week.
It is. Oh my gosh. So when it comes to your poise, when it comes to style, you just gave some excellent style tips, and I love it. Are you looking for a job?
No, I got enough jobs. I got enough jobs, but thank you. I might, keep that door open. I might. I really
it's
might.
always open for
Thank
you.
you.
You're your family.
Thank you.
But okay, so as business leaders, right? We're working with high-level entrepreneurial women.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to the important, like when you're trying to stress to your clients, like the importance of style, what if they're just like, I get styling makes me feel good,
Mm-hmm.
and sure, it can make me look a little bit better.
Mhm.
But what if I just don't like shopping? What if how do I get over that mindset hump and really start to believe that this can play a critical role in my success? Like having an image and having a presence
Mm-hmm.
at these business events, what I always say is you're attracting people to you.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest point with fashion is yes, it makes you feel good. Yes, it can make you look good.
Mm-hmm.
But the real thing is that we want to strike up more conversations, and your outfit is like the best place for that to start because people will be like, hey, I love your jacket. I love your dress.
Mm-hmm.
You don't just say thank you and keep walking.
Mhm.
I would say you stop, you introduce yourself, you shake their hand, and you begin a conversation. That's why you show up and have that poise because you're drawing attention, not in a, hey, look at me sort of way,
Right.
but in a way of just striking up that conversation. So that's how I kind of get my clients over the hump and help them understand. Is there a certain way that you really
First of
enforce
all,
that with
I
your clients?
think you found that niche. I think you, in your genius, in your business sense, said, Let me help women who are not good at that. Because, I mean, as much as we like to think I can push you push the boundaries or push something, quite honestly, there are people who don't like things.
Yeah.
And the only example I can give you, I hate the gym. I hate the gym, and I think those of you who say you like the gym are liars. That's just me. I'm still waiting for endorphins to kick in. I hate the gym. So there is nothing you can do, and I know the benefits. I love the way my body looks. I look great in a swimsuit at my age. I love, but I'm still going to hate the gym. You have done what someone needed to do. Your company now says, I can help you. You don't have to leave home. You don't have to be uncomfortable. So that is great. Great that you do that, because people need to be held by the hand sometime. Secondly, when Tori was talking about striking up that conversation, one of the things I highly suggest, when someone says, wow, you look great, I immediately find something about them that looks great. Immediately, I might say, oh my God, thank you. And I love your smile. My gosh. And then, what are you doing in this area? What are you doing at this event? What brought you here?
That's a good one.
That is always, after a compliment, something people are willing to talk about.
Yes.
So the minute somebody gives you a compliment, you repay that and then get to know what brought them there.
And you know what's interesting? And I really love that you just said that, actually. One of the smartest things that anybody's ever said on this show, because in the personal development space, there's this stigma around when somebody gives you a compliment, just accept it and say thank you.
Yes.
But there's a stigma in the personal development space that you're not supposed to say, thank you. Oh my God, I love your hair.
Yes.
Yeah, have you heard that?
Absolutely. Well, Lou, if I say something back immediately, doesn't that sound fake? Not if it's real. And I'm telling you, everyone you meet, you could say in your eyes, oh my God, or look at your nails. You're putting my hands to shame. You can find something that person would say, yeah, my nails do look good today.
Yes.
Or yeah, the color of my eye is. I think we don't want to pay compliments, so we don't know how to look for them immediately. I can say, I love your handbag. I can say, wow, the way you put that belt on your outfit today, girl, you go now.
Yes.
It can be anything, but it opens up that door that then you can say, and now I'm here by myself. Are you by yourself? What brought you here? What company do you have? Or that kind of thing. So
Yes.
excellent.
I love that. Okay, so one of the biggest things that you are a specialty at is confidence building. And
I like to
really,
think so.
yes, you're excellent, but genuine confidence,
Mhm.
a humble confidence, I like to
Mhm.
call it, which is a chapter in my book.
Oh,
And
great.
developing that humble confidence is sometimes a fine balance,
Mhm.
but it's there.
Mhm.
When there's somebody that you're working with, you're
Mhm.
working in the pageant world a
Mhm.
lot,
Mhm.
and you see all kinds.
Mhm.
You see a humble confidence, you see arrogance.
Yes.
And you see, not confident at all.
Yes.
You see all spectrum.
Low self-esteem.
Absolutely. So
Mhm.
how do you get your clients? Because there's a lot of women who are listening here that I'm sure when I said each of those words, they were like, oh, I'm that one, or that one.
Or a little bit.
Or a little bit.
Or both.
A little
Or
bit
it
of both.
used to be this.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And so to find that, everybody's unique, everybody's different. There's no like one set, like, okay, you have to have this sort of confidence.
Mhm.
However, there is a certain, you want to be confident as a business owner. You want to walk in, you want to, be able to not necessarily own the room, but you want to walk in with a certain set of confidence
Sure.
where you are humble, confident, approachable,
Sure.
and you can speak great about your business. So
Yes.
if somebody's struggling with either end,
Mhm.
maybe they're overconfident, maybe they're not confident enough, where do you find that happy medium?
Okay, well, let's start with there's a difference in confidence and conceit. Conceit says, no one in this room is prettier than me. Confidence says, no one in this room is better than me. And I truly believe God created all of us equally. So that's the difference. I don't
Yes.
believe I'm better than you, but I do not believe you're better than me either. So you must start with that. Secondly, there is an inner dialogue, which, by the way, ladies, works perfectly for photographs.
Yeah.
You must believe what you want others to believe.
Mhm.
I'm always amazed that women are thinking, they're never going to hire me.
Yeah.
I'm not right for this job. I don't I don't look the part. There are people who deserve it more. Wonder why I didn't get the job.
Yes.
You can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do that. You have to have an inner dialogue that says, I am worthy of this job. I have every qualification needed. I'd be great in this position. If you don't believe it, you can't possibly try to figure out why others don't. It's easy why they don't, because you didn't.
Yes.
So those are the two number one things.
Okay, so faith is a huge component.
Yes,
of
it is.
everything I do.
Yes, me too.
And I know it is for you too.
Yes.
And that's why we've always had this
Yes.
incredible just chemistry between us, right?
Mhm.
And the synergy. So I think the belief, it comes from Christ. It comes from believing that your identity in him.
Mm-hmm.
Is there just a little bit of like nugget or word of wisdom?
Mhm.
If somebody's, a lot of women who are listening to this are
Mhm.
faith-based because we have a faith-based, business.
Amen,
Podcast.
sisters.
And so is there any way to like, how do you grow your faith when it comes to, they could be in, have very deep
Mhm.
relationship with Jesus, but
Mhm.
also maybe not as much with their self, that
Mhm.
belief that's coming from him. What do you suggest for women to actually take that next step to be like, you know what, see yourself as Christ sees you?
Mm-hmm. To get to know the love that is given to us unconditionally, you must know from whence the love comes. And the more I study his word, the stronger I get. There's a saying that the muscles we feed get stronger. So we have to feed those muscles. And that with me is getting up at 4 a.m. in the morning.
Mhm.
I pray with a prayer partner at 4:30 every morning for 17 years. I have to get my head straight. Then I go to the gym, hate it. Then I speak to my mom, who's a minister. Then I am watching a faith-based show. Whether it's, my favorite is Dr. David Jeremiah, but there's Joyce Myers, if you like more personality-based. But then I hear word. Then as I get dressed, I put on my faith-based music
Yes.
that I'm worshiping in the house, and I feel great. You have to set yourself up to win. If you get up and turn on the news and all you hear is death and woe and oh and this, then how do you think you're going to
Absolutely.
feel? So study God's word, get around other people, make sure you're in a faith-based church,
Yes.
and then you'll realize how much he loves you.
Mhm.
And in return, you will learn how to love others 100%.
Oh,
Because I love you, Tori.
I love you too. Oh my gosh, it's just amazing, isn't it? We have a wedding going on right next to us. Like, did you
okay.
even see that?
I did
Look
not.
at all this.
I did
Like,
not. Oh
the
my God.
excitement is real.
Did
This
we
is so
draw the
great.
attention from somebody's wedding?
I mean,
That
everybody
is
stopped there.
wrong.
Look, I mean, look at all the people that are just, backed up behind our videographer, Sydney here.
I
Like,
know.
what?
I know.
There's
I know.
nobody.
I
There's
know.
nobody.
Gotta
But-
love New York.
Oh my gosh, you do. Well, Lou, we have to wrap up here for a
Okay.
minute, but I have to touch on one thing too is,
And we should, because I think this music is about to start.
oh man,
Okay.
we could dance with him, What is he single?
I don't know.
mean, you're
We
so-
got a wedding. We got an incredible musician. And we got a famous actor in a
Yes.
shirt back there. So we are just, this is New York, ladies.
This is New York.
This
at
is
its
New York.
finest.
This is New
You know
York.
what's so fun is Lou and I have actually, we could have an hour podcast here.
Yeah.
I don't know if people want to watch us for that long, but I mean, maybe they do, But we have been on red carpets together. We were the red carpet host. Well, you still do the red
Mhm.
carpet hosting for the
Mhm.
Global Beauty Awards.
Mhm.
And shout out to Maureen Francisco. Absolutely love Maureen and David, the hosts of the founders of the Global Beauty Awards. But Lou and I were red carpet hosts for, I think, like 3 years together.
Mhm.
And we just had developed this amazing friendship and bond, I feel like,
Mhm.
through that, even post pageantry.
Mhm.
And so, I mean, I'm like, I need to come back to the red carpet just so we can do a red carpet
We
together
miss you
again.
terribly. Nothing against my co-host I've had since then, but you are very good at that. So I'm sure anytime you want to come back, you give Maureen a call and she'll come back to the red carpet anytime you want.
It's so fun. But Lou, I so appreciate you. Number one, just taking the time to do this interview.
Thank you.
But you're one of those people that I'm so grateful that our paths crossed
Uh-huh.
when they did.
Yeah.
And then what's even better is that God just keeps bringing our paths together again.
Yes.
Businesswomen and friends. And,
Yes.
and it's such a cool thing in life. Like,
Mhm.
that's why relationships are so, so important.
Mm-hmm.
And I honor you and respect you. And I always am cheering for you from afar. And when I can see you in person, of course,
Thank
giving you a big hug. So
Thank you.
thank you
Thank
for
you.
everything.
I love you.
I love you too.
Thanks for tuning in to the Tori Cruise Show. If today's episode inspired you, let's keep the momentum going. For our YouTube family, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you're always in the loop with our latest episodes. And for our podcast listeners, your ratings and reviews are incredibly valuable. They help us reach more people and continue bringing inspiring stories your way. Remember, this isn't just a podcast, it's a growing community of family. Every like, share, and review helps us grow on our journey together, helping us to highlight more impactful stories. Until next time, keep being the light for yourself and others. See you on the next adventure.